Fortnite has been out for a long time and the skill of the game has changed dramatically. So today I'm going to tell you the 7 reasons you aren't improving in Fortnite, and keep in mind the last one is most likely you. Now before we jump into it, be sure to use my code in the item shop SR3 as it helps me out a ton, and subscribe if you're new to the channel so you can get more tips just like this. Now whether you are at low skill and can't seem to improve or at high skill level and can't seem to get better, these reasons will help you regardless. Now reason 1, you are not practicing properly. Now when I say that, I mean the way you are playing the game, you don't have to play 12 hours a day to improve, but you do need to make sure you are learning from your mistakes and mainly your deaths. In the game, so many people die and just say GG's, but what you should really do is VOD review what you did to die there and how you could prevent it in the future. Watching yourself in replay mode to see your mistakes and the plays you could have made is the #1 way to get better at this game, and a lot of people do not do this. Now reason number 2, you do not warm up at all. Now whether you are low skill or high skill, odds are you aren't warming up, and if you do, you are most likely just hopping in creative and free building for 10 minutes, and then off that you'll just hop into games or even tournaments without that warm-up. You should anytime possible have a warm-up routine that also works as a practice routine. I have a couple maps I use constantly to improve my skills, and no, I'm not sponsored by any of these maps, but some of the main ones I use are the new Raider Peace Control map, the Martoz box map, and those are the main 2 that I use just to get better at the game. One practices my aim a lot and the other one makes me warm up my builds. Now on top of using creative maps, you should also be 1v1ing players every now and again, you know, before tournaments especially, because you want to make sure your aim and builds are on par with everyone else that's playing. Now that goes into our next reasoning, and you are not fighting players your skill level or better. You are most likely fighting people that are worse than you because they're your friends, or you're just queuing into random creative matches, not fighting people that are good. Improving is incredibly easy when you are fighting against players that are your skill level or higher. 1v1ing these players in zone wars, running drafts, you see pros do that all the time. They'll run tokens and all types of different things. The more you fight those higher skilled players and lose to them, the more you will learn to fight them and fight better players in general, and you'll adapt. That makes sense, doesn't it? Reason number 4, stop changing your settings. A lot of people will try to copy what pro settings are or other settings. Like, just pick a setting and get used to it. Do not change it. If you are consistently changing your settings or maybe even your binds, you'll never improve. You need to sit down, pick a sensitivity, pick your key binds for yourself, and just grind them out. The more you change your settings, the more likely you are to miss your shots or misclick builds. You cannot be constantly swapping these. Reason number 5, you are not VOD reviewing enough. Now we touched on VOD reviewing a little bit, but many people don't see it. And pros constantly VOD review. They will do it off stream in discords with other pros, but they are constantly VOD reviewing their tournaments, solo ranked, you know, any fights that they think they're losing that they shouldn't be, they are VOD reviewing them to see what they could do better. You need to be writing down your mistakes, taking those mistakes into scrims and practicing. That's what other pros are doing. That's why they constantly scrim and get better. Now this goes into my next point, and this is reason number 6. You are not practicing your mistakes. When you VOD review and you write those notes down, you just go into the next scrim session or rank session just not even thinking about what happened. When you're playing those ranked games or those scrim games, you need to be solely focusing on those mistakes. Once you fix those mistakes, you find the next set of mistakes you are making and work on those. If you don't do this, you'll never see any improvement in yourself. Now this is the last reason, and this is the most important one. You are too negative to yourself. Almost all players I see are so negative towards themselves or feel horrible because they don't see improvement. But that isn't a reason to be hateful towards yourself, and you need to keep training every day and you'll see success. It's not a race, it's a marathon, and you will improve if you give yourself the proper time. Now I hope you find these reasons useful and can apply it to your own gameplay, and make sure to use this to get some crazy wins in ranked or maybe even get some earnings in competitive. And I will see you guys in the next one, man. I love y'all. Peace.